Hello, everybody. I'm Sylvia Isaacs with Ecofine Properties. Today, we're going to learn a few tips about how to work from home in this really strange environment. Joining me today is Jeannie Fowle. She's the owner of the flexible workspace, Venture X, and she's also been a certified executive coach for over a decade. She has a ton of experience helping leaders in the financial services industry run efficient and productive offices. She's going to give us some great ideas about how to work effectively from home, which most of us are doing right now. Thank you so much, Jeannie, for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Sure. So tell me, what are you hearing out there from professionals about how they're navigating their businesses from this new environment?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, in my coaching practice, the vast majority of my clients have always worked from an office setting. So, it's really an adjustment for them now to try to navigate business as usual in very unusual circumstances. So, I think in the first week or two that they were at home, there was kind of a rush of excitement and sort of a thought process of, hey, let's just kind of get through this and wing this a little bit. But now, since it's becoming abundantly clear that we may be here and working in this environment for a while, I think it becomes more and more important with every passing week to make sure that we're working in a way that is absolutely as efficient as possible.
No doubt. So what are some of the ideas that you have in terms of the setting, set up?
Yeah, absolutely. It plays such an important role, the environment in which you're working. So again, I think a lot of people, when they left their office, maybe for the last time 2 weeks ago, they maybe just kind of set up shop on the kitchen island or in the spare bedroom, and maybe haven't reevaluated that. Now that we're, again, going to be here maybe for a few more weeks, let's look at being as efficient as possible. So look at the place where you're working. Are you subject to a lot of interruptions? And if so, maybe you need to move into that spare bedroom or set up a place that looks more like an office, even if you're not client facing, just so that you mentally can make that shift to go into work mode and not, maybe meal preparation mode.
Or snacking mode.
Yeah, or snacking mode, exactly. So I think take a look at where are you working? Paying attention to how does your body feel when you're in that environment? Are you finding your back is maybe a little tweaked? Are you finding that your arms are getting sore? That's your body telling you, hey, this isn't working for you, and you need to figure out another setting that might be more conducive to your good physical health.
That's a really good point, because I have a home office, and for years I was struggling with, how my body reacted to sitting for long periods of time. And so over the last year and a half or more, I converted to a stand-up desk, and I have a really cool balance board. So I don't even sit. Sometimes I'll wear some, squishy shoes to help with, my foot pain, but it's great. I stand up, I can move around. I feel much more flexible, where when I would sit for a long period of time, I would stand up and, be all locked up. So that's a great point.
Well, and to piggyback on that, it's okay to move around over the course of the day. So, there's no need, unless you're working off of a desktop, there's no need to be camped out in the same spot all day long. If you're working on something that's maybe a little more creative, maybe you move the laptop out to the pool area. If you really need to focus, maybe that's a time that you need to close the door of that spare bedroom or the office, close the door, let your family or your roommates know, hey, I can't be disturbed. So we've got that ability to adjust our environment. And that's one thing that's interesting at Venture X. I may see one client working in 4 different spots throughout the course of a day. They might be in the lounge area or in a phone booth or in a conference room or on the outdoor patio, all depending on the type of work that they're doing and the type of stimulus that they need in order to do the best job possible.
So at Venture X, a lot of the people, a lot of your clients could work from home, but they choose to be at Venture X.
Yeah, and I think many of them are struggling now. Some people come to us because they get energy from being around other people, even if it just means activity, beside them. Even if they're focused, just to see other people working gives them energy. Also, I think working from home can be incredibly lonely, especially I think it's magnified now during this time of personal or physical separation. And so clients find that they get more done in less time when they can really focus in our community. And then there's always, of course, in addition to the community element, the networking and collaboration that's a part of being part of a co-working space.
Right. So back to working from home. So, obviously the setting is important. How do you feel about preparing yourself for the day? Are you, because there've been a lot of memes or jokes about how I'm in my 9 a.m. pajamas and then I'll switch to my 9 p.m. pajamas.
Right. And actually, I think you bring up appearance or wardrobe, and I think that plays a big role. I mean, I think in the beginning, people thought, hey, oh, this is so awesome. I just talked to my boss and I was in my pajamas. Certainly, flexibility with your wardrobe can be a perk of working from home. I always encourage my clients to think about, when are you on your A game? When are you doing your absolute best? And is it when you're in your gym shorts? Probably not. I'm not saying you need to wear a suit every day, but I think there's something really valuable to putting on professional attire. I think it sends a message to yourself. I'm here to work. I also think that there's an important transition that happens when you put on dress clothes or dressier clothes and transition out of dressier clothes. I'm hearing from a lot of clients that now that they're at home, they seem to be working almost around the clock or working nonstop. Mm-hmm. And so I think something as small as putting on a different attire can help you transition into and out of work mode a little more efficiently.
Right. And I love how during this time, it doesn't have to be, I go to work for this certain period of time and then I'm off. Because we have the freedom and the flexibility with our schedules, I personally am finding or seeking the opportunity to insert some self-care throughout the day. So if I've been at my computer for a few hours, I feel like sometimes, okay, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to get some fresh air, get my mindset right and re-energize.
Yeah, and I think building in breaks for self-care, or maybe they're breaks that you have to build in because you're also playing teacher or running a household. You may need to have those breaks built in, and that's okay. I think we need to give ourselves kind of permission that we're not robots. We can't just be focused on cranking out and producing work all day and all night long. A couple of other thoughts around schedule. Do some planning. Take a look at what do you need to get done. Ideally, you do it the night before, but if that's not reasonable, first thing in the morning, take a look at your schedule. What do you need to get done that day? What would success look like for you that day? And plan accordingly. And how much time will it take for you to complete those tasks? I always encourage my clients to book their most kind of challenging tasks first when they're freshest. And then it gives them a little momentum, I think, to take care of other activities over the course of the day.
That's a great tip. I think we gave people some really helpful hints on how to navigate this new environment. I really appreciate it. Are there any other topics or suggestions you want to add?
One thing that I think is really important, we have the gift of extra time. So I would encourage all of your viewers to think about what are some of the activities that they've been meaning to do. Maybe it's upgrading their LinkedIn. Maybe it's reading that book that's been sitting on their nightstand forever, or listening to that Audible. Think about some of those activities that you've been meaning to do and just haven't. we've been given a golden opportunity to be able to accomplish them. So let's make the most of it, because I think before we know it, we'll be back in our offices and back to a hectic pace. And I would hate for some of this opportunity that we have with us right now to slip through our fingers.
Right. That makes so much sense. Jeannie, thank you so much for being with us today. If anyone needs to get in touch with you, we'll add some links in this post. And anyone feel free to ask any questions in the comments section, or you can private message me or contact Jeannie. She's still answering the phone, or VentureX is still answering the phone. So thank you very much. We wish everyone to be safe and healthy and, stay positive.